Governor, thank you for being on our show. You're also going to be on The Daily Show tonight. Brad, any jokes on us in advance?
I think the Republicans obviously think I am comic relief.
You've been working pretty hard for Barack Obama. There's 10 or 11 days left to go. Are you confident that he's got it at this point?
There's a commitment to investing in the future of America that I think is missing under Senator McCain's economic proposals, and is absolutely emphasized in Senator Obama's. And never have we needed it more today than what I think is the case given the current circumstances in the economy. We can't have 4 more years of the same kinds of policies that we have had. It has been disastrous for the American public. Trillions and trillions of dollars have been lost, and more will be lost because the community is going to lose jobs, and people are going to lose more of what they've worked so hard to frame, whether it's in their home or in their savings for retirement or college. So I think there's no reason to be overconfident. There's a reason to be out there pushing every day to say that we need a change.
He does get into office. You're often mentioned as the Treasury Secretary choice. I know your answer to that question is, I like my job. Wanted to ask you if you like it enough that you would actually say no as President Obama.
I like my job. And it's completely speculative, and so it just, I don't think it's necessary to answer something that I don't think is going to happen. I really believe, given the current conditions in the state of New Jersey, both what predated this recession and what we have right now, should more than use what I think are the kinds of skills that might make me someone that they would want to consider as Secretary of Treasury. I think those are absolutely necessary skills for us getting out of the challenge, or getting and addressing the challenges we have here in the state of New Jersey. And a lot of the things are not going to be a lot of fun. I don't know who in the heck wants to be the Secretary of Treasury next time. The mess has been so deeply seated on how much debt the country has, how much imbalance we have in our foreign trade accounts, how poorly we have allowed for income to grow for the vast majority of Americans, and how much leverage we've allowed to occur, unchecked, undisciplined, and have to reconstruct the whole financial system. And that's going to be a major, major challenge for whoever takes on Secretary of Treasury's role and the President's, and it's going to be a tough task.
There's some news out of Goldman Sachs today that they're going to cut their workforce. You used to be in charge there. I wanted to know your response to that and whether you think it might have an impact in New Jersey.
There are a broad number of people who both work in New Jersey and work in New York for Goldman Sachs, so I'm sure that there will be some impact. I don't know their exact size now, but let's say 25,000. If there are 2,500 people let go, it's a global company. I think it'll end up being relatively small, but for those people that are impacted, it's substantial, and depends on how they go about choosing what areas, and some of it is very specific to their own business plans, and so it's hard to speculate until you see where it happens, but I think it is symptomatic of what we're going to see more broadly in the financial services industry. And we're heard that Merck, a pharmaceutical company that has its home base here in New Jersey, is laying off a significant number of people, and I've heard the same thing with regard to Atlantic City and some of our gaming institutions. This is a tough time in the economy, and quite frankly, the initiatives to put it back on track coming out of Washington are pretty meager at the real economy level. And until you break the psychological barriers that people have with confidence in the direction of the economy, and until wealth stops eroding, whether it's in people's homes or in their pension funds, I think we've got some pretty challenging times ahead.
You may or may not be aware of our lie detector challenge we've offered on this show to Senator Cody and Assemblyman DeCroce. I'm not going to put you in the middle.
Somehow or another, I missed that discussion.
Not going to put you in the middle and ask you who's telling the truth, but I am going to ask, how do you get them in the same room, working together, working with you to address the economy, to address ethics reform, serious issues?
Well, I've had no trouble getting Senator Cody into a room. We don't always see eye to eye on absolutely every detail policy, but we get along, we work well together, and I think any fair analysis of the amount of legislation and initiatives that we've put through, including, by the way, cleaning up the budget process, starting from right when we came into office in 2006, shutting down what we didn't think was a competitive, objective-based way of allocating out grants, to the transparency that has occurred with regard to grant requests, to the elimination of the Christmas trees inside the budget and the whole transparency of the process. Pretty substantial. And I believe that working with Senator Cody and Assemblyman DeCroce and others, we're going to pass the most aggressive ethics package in the country with regard to filling in with assurance for the public that pay-to-play is not going to influence our public officials. Now, you probably can't stop bribery because people have been stealing for a long time. But we need to create an environment where the public has the best opportunity to believe that people are working for the right reasons. We've got an ethics package that will reinforce the things that we've already done on the controller and full disclosure and transparency of activities of our various agencies. And we take these additional steps, and I think we have probably the most aggressive package on ethics in place across the country. We want to get it done. And so I want both Senator Cody and Assemblyman DeCroce, along with Speaker Roberts and all of the other elements, Senator Kaine and other people, to get together and move this package, along with obviously our economic stimulus and assistance program and our efforts with regard to energy renewal. We have a huge agenda. If we don't work together, that agenda will linger and languish. If we work together, as opposed to all this cheap partisanship that I see going on with regard to this whole charge, I think we will be distracted from the things that really matter to the public. Is the economy, making sure that we have as transparent and ethical a government as possible, and making sure we're doing things to preserve our energy independence in the future.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Good luck with Jon Stewart.
Don't work together, that agenda will linger and languish. If we work together, as opposed to all this cheap partisanship that I see going on with regard to this whole charge, I think we will be distracted from the things that really matter to the public. Is the economy, making sure that we have as transparent and ethical a government as possible, and making sure we're doing things to preserve our energy independence in the future.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Good luck with Jon Stewart.